just all that you feel. Even though I move a little slower, everything I do is twice as sweet, just like wine. All the time, champagne, my name. I'm so young, feeling fine. 6 young girls all the time. Oh, sounding good, Brady, sounding good, way. Ay, ay, ay.
About the things I did, and I want to do some more.
Even though my set may change, my hair turn a little white, I take one day at a time and I party every night.
It doesn't matter how days may come and go, it's all about the way you feel. I'm here to let you know that age doesn't got a number. So what if I ain't got no teeth? The reason why I move a little slower, I got corn on top of both my feet, but just like wine,
all the time,
champagne, my name, caviar, from afar, candy, brandy, marshmallow, jello, sugar time, all the time.
Tonight, how soon will Bahamians head to the poll? That answer coming up. Also, police seeing a growing increase in armed robberies. And later, a new community center opens in the Fort Charlotte community. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Nawal. Thanks so much for joining us. Election speculation hitting a fever pitch tonight with the Free National Movement calling on Prime Minister Philip Davis to ring the bell. The demand coming after signals from within the governing Progressive Liberal Party suggesting that the country could be heading to the polls within a number of weeks. Our Devontae Hanna has the details tonight.
Tonight, the political drums are getting louder. This as the Free National Movement Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands is challenging Prime Minister Philip Davis to send the nation to the polls.
Tell them go find the bell, dust off the bell, ring the bell. So that way they can fool around and find out.
It comes after Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Fred Mitchell revealed the highly anticipated 2026 general election could be within weeks. And while many have speculated on exactly when that can be, some even narrowing it to May, only one man has the answer.
You gotta go in the closet and find it and shine it up. Get ready to ring it.
Elections would be soon. And that's all I'll be prepared to say this time.
That short response from Prime Minister Philip Davis adding more fuel to the fire. But the idea of the proverbial bell resting in the hands of only one person has long been debated. Many believe it costs political parties millions of dollars on the campaign trail and uncertainty among residents. It's why Sands believes the Prime Minister should end speculation and do the honorable thing.
This is not a game. Say when the election is going to be, dissolve Parliament, call the election.
All political parties have already hit the pavement with the hopes of securing the trust of the Bahamian people to give them 5 years to govern. For the PLP, Prime Minister Davis says the message is simple.
When I reflected on what we have done over the last 4 years, it's tremendous. I mean, it's a lot. I'm proud of the accomplishments, and we're going to demonstrate how we intend to make it more impactful for those who are still not feeling what we have done.
The Free National Movement is set to officially launch its campaign on March 21st with only its Michael candidate left to name. And as the Pintar-led party is seeking to dethrone the Davis administration, Sands is sending a strong message.
In hindsight, in foresight, in leftward sight, rightward sight, we are ready. Okay? So let them go ring the bell.
Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, the question regarding the pending election also put to the Health and Wellness Minister, Dr. Michael Darville, who's been ratified again for the Tall Pines constituency. Darville telling reporters that whenever the election bell is rung, he's ready for a second term.
Well, I've always been ready. My job as a member of parliament is to serve the community to the best of my ability and to clearly indicate to the residents that I intend to run for a second term in office. I'm very grateful for the support they have given me and the response that I'm getting on the campaign trail. But I don't take things for granted. I realize there's still a lot of work to be done, and there's a lot of people that I still need to see before the bell is rung. And so it is my responsibility as the Member of Parliament to keep doing what I was elected to do while presenting myself as a candidate for the second term in office under the Progressive Liberal Party.
While some believe the election could come as early as May, the Prime Minister can call the election as late as September. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question, do you think Prime Minister Davis should call the election before September? Some 55% of participants voting yes, it could create positive change and momentum. 23% voting no, it will give voters and parties more time to prepare, while some 21% say it doesn't matter when it's called, and 1% said that they were unsure. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls as your voice matters. Meanwhile, a political newcomer drawing increased attention after praise from the government that's fueled questions about his future in public life. Our Jose Etienne has the details tonight.
Businessman and ambassador, His Excellency Sebastian's entry into active politics last year continues to draw attention, with questions about what role he may eventually play within the Progressive Liberal Party. The conversation gaining fresh momentum after Prime Minister Philip Davis offered praise for Bastian. The remarks were made during the official opening of the Fort Charlotte Technology, Arts and Culture Center.
Sebas, you have a bright future in this country. And of course, you have a bright future in the Progressive Liberal Party.
Davis continued.
You will, in fact, take Fort Charlotte higher. I have no doubt that you will help take the PLP higher as well.
Bastian, however, downplaying any speculation about his political ambitions.
It's important that we don't be distracted to entertain impatient aspirations, as I coined stuff like that. Like I said, we have an election to focus on.
Still, questions remain about what role he may seek within the party going forward. But he says his focus right now is on supporting the government's re-election efforts.
Fort Charlotte can't win the government alone. So, it's our shared resources as candidates where we can lean into each other and support each other to ensure that we are victorious at the polls. I think what he's saying is that wherever my strengths are, and wherever my resources are and the resourcefulness that I possess can lend assistance to my colleagues.
Any discussion about a potential leadership role, however, remains speculative, as the PLP is not expected to hold a party convention before the next general election. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, news from the courts tonight, the trial of a Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine accused of having a sexual relationship with a minor taking a dramatic turn when the teen complainant rejected key allegations while testifying. The 16-year-old was questioned by the accused Van Miller about previous claims that the two engaged in sexual activity between 2021 and 2023. When asked directly whether Miller ever engaged in any sexual act, including intercourse and oral sex, the teen responded no. Prosecutor Basil Cumberbatch declined to ask any further questions. Presiding Justice Neil Brathwaite later asking the teen about a previous confrontation at the Criminal Investigation Department, where she had earlier maintained that her account was true. The witness telling the court she felt pressured during that encounter. Prosecutors allege that Miller first met the girl on Instagram after she completed 6th grade and that a sexual relationship began in 2021 and continued until 2023. The allegations coming to light after the teen's mother reportedly followed Miller's vehicle and contacted the police, who later stopped the car near C.I. Gibson Senior High School. The trial continues. Meantime, a Supreme Court judge denying bail to a man accused of killing his co-worker and alleged lover last year, Reuben Cartwright, charged in connection with the death of 30-year-old Lawrence Saunders, who prosecutors say was pregnant with his child at the time. Saunders, who worked with Cartwright at Albany, was reported missing on October 2025 before her body was later discovered in bushes off of Mullings Drive 3 days later. Prosecutors allege that Cartwright led police to the body after telling investigators that Saunders became unresponsive during what he described as sexual choking. In denying bail, Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson found that there had been no unreasonable delay in the case and agreed with prosecutors that Cartwright could pose as a flight risk and may face retaliation if released. Defense attorney Tamika Roberts had argued that Cartwright has strong community ties and that the case of Saunders' death has not yet been determined. Meantime, a recent video sparking public scrutiny and new debate. Are parents still comfortable with corporal punishment being used in schools? Are Danielle Dean hitting the streets to get public reaction?
It's better, Rod. You spoil the child.
The debate over corporal punishment in Bahamian schools is once again in the spotlight. Social media critics remain divided over last month's incident involving St. John's College principal Quinn McCartney, who was seen grabbing a female student by the neck on school grounds. While some labels the act child abuse, others supported the decision to allow McCartney to return to his post after a 2-week investigation cleared him to resume his duties. Education officials concluded the matter did not warrant disciplinary action against the principal, and the situation has reignited questions about whether parents are still comfortable with educators physically disciplining students.
With the spanking, hands, maybe on the butt, I don't necessarily disagree, but if it gets to the point where it is abuse, then absolutely I do not agree with abusing students in schools.
For this mother, the line is crossed when discipline comes from a place of anger rather than guidance. She says under no circumstances should a child be severely lashed and physically grabbed by the neck.
That specific situation is unacceptable. That should not have happened.
The issue of corporal punishment in schools has surfaced repeatedly over the years. In one widely discussed case, a photo circulated online showing a student with severe bruising after disciplinary action at school, sparking public outrage and a police investigation. Then Education Minister Jeff Lloyd said at the time that corporal punishment should only be used as a last resort and called for a national conversation on the issue. Current Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin has also said that while corporal punishment remains permitted under school regulations, it must follow strict guidelines and never harm a child. And parents remain divided on the issue.
I think if a parent give their opinion on "don't touch my child," it depends now on the school if they want to receive that child. You know, I think you just cut the snake head from the beginning. You know, so have a good talk with the parents, the teachers, and say, this is how our school operate, this is that. If she say, no, I don't want to touch my child, then go to the next school.
Comparisons are often drawn to countries like the United States, where corporal punishment in schools has largely been restricted or phased out. But in many Bahamian schools, the practice remains part of the disciplinary framework, with some parents believing firm correction still plays a role in shaping responsible behavior among young people. Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, police investigating a number of armed robberies as the figures continue to climb. Arloencia Smith taking a closer look at the growing trend and what authorities are doing to address the issue.
With armed robberies on the rise, according to Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles, authorities are warning that robbers are also becoming more innovative in their approach and are advising residents of what to be aware of.
Persons on Facebook advertising cell phones or vehicle. You have an exchange of conversation with an individual with the pretenses to purchase a vehicle. You agree to meet at a particular location in efforts for a sale, and you end up with an armed robbery incident.
Superintendent of Police Antonio Lavardi, the head of the Armed Robbery Division, notes that businesses also have to take added precautions to keep their assets safe. But some have not been so lucky. Take, for instance, that breaking daylight armed robbery last week, where a gunman held up employees at gunpoint. The incident caught on CCTV, which assisted police in making an arrest.
Each business, I believe that because the business has a flow of cash, you should try to have working cameras. A security serves as a secondary eyes or primary eyes for your business. They're supposed to be vigilant enough to realize that, listen, a car is parked there a bit too long.
Last year, police recorded 162 armed robberies, 46 robberies, and 5 attempted robberies. Property against crime topped 1,900, with stealing, stolen vehicles, and shop break-ins leading the way. The superintendents say that early investigation shows that firearms are being used in majority of these crimes, which occurs both in the broad daylight and at night. As for what suspects are targeting, most hot items include vehicles, cash, and cell phones. Meanwhile, police are investigating the latest armed robbery after a woman was reportedly held at gunpoint by 3 unknown men on West Avenue on Tuesday. Officers say the suspect stole her vehicle along with several personal belongings.
3 things must be present for an armed robbery to occur. 1, the opportunity. 2, a suitable target. And 3, a willing participant. If one of these opportunities, one of these elements is eradicated, then it makes you as an individual not to be a soft target.
Lavarity is urging the public to contact their nearest police station immediately if they find themselves victims of an armed robbery.
I will always urge persons to remain calm and to comply. Like I indicated, it's always better to leave a situation with your life or not harm rather than try to be a hero and then you get injured.
The superintendent emphasized that he and his team are taking a strong, aggressive approach to make sure that all suspects are apprehended and held accountable. He added, based on the crime, a person can face up to 14 years behind bars. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
23 migrants deported from the Bahamas today, including 22 Haitian nationals, 1 Ecuadorian woman, according to the Department of Immigration. Officials say the individuals were removed from the Lynden Pindling International Airport and returned to their respective home countries. Meantime, 15 Haitian nationals appearing before the senior magistrate, Shaka Seville, in the court today on immigration offenses, 14 convicted of overstaying, while 1 was convicted of illegal landing, with fines ranging from $250 to $3,000 or prison terms at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services if those fines are not paid. In a separate matter, another Haitian national also convicted of overstaying and fined some $2,000 or 6 months in prison. All individuals were ordered to be handed over to the Department of Immigration for deportation after payment of fines or completion of their sentences. Well, a community empowerment center has been activated. It's serving as a centralized area for resources and also resilience. Our Jose Etienne takes it from here.
A new community hub aimed at empowering residents of Fort Charlotte is now open on Farrington Road. Prime Minister Philip Davis and other government officials were among scores of constituents, party supporters, and loved ones present as they all beamed with excitement, witnessing a major milestone for one of their own. The mastermind behind the project, PLP candidate for Fort Charlotte, His Excellency Sebas Bastian.
Hope has a permanent address. Welcome to the Fort Charlotte Technology, Arts, and Culture Center.
Bastian says this new center will unlock the potential for those who will take advantage of a major initiative that's now within reach.
Because Fort Charlotte never lacked talent. Fort Charlotte never lacked resilience. Fort Charlotte never lacked determination. But every community needs a space where potential finds direction.
Shortly after the ribbon cutting, officials got a chance to see the finished product for themselves. But here's the catch. What they saw is just phase 1 of a project that will blossom even further.
We will learn digital skills that will prepare them for the next technology-driven world. Young people will have access to computers, mentorship, and academic support that will help them move confidently towards their goals. Entrepreneurs will find guidance, resources, and a space to develop the businesses that will strengthen our local economy.
Work for phase 2 will begin in July, and Bastian says its completion will make the overall center bigger and better.
In phase 2, we will introduce advanced technology labs that will prepare residents for career in digital industries, a culinary arts academy that will support hospitality and entrepreneurship, a fitness center that will promote wellness, and a modern co-working and meeting space that will give entrepreneurs the environment they need to innovate and grow.
Today was a proud moment, not just for the aspiring Member of Parliament, but for the outgoing representative, Alfred Sears, who expressed confidence in the man who he's passing the baton to.
I am pleased and grateful that I was here at this moment to give an endorsement to someone who is ready for this time. And Sabas, I want to say that I am so proud of the work that you have done.
As it relates to the project itself, Sears encouraged residents to embrace it while touting the constituency building that once stood tall on Boyd Road in the heart of Fort Charlotte. And that was built, he says, by those who ran with the party's vision.
In 1986, the money that they had raised purchased the building on Boyd Road for the first community center owned by the people in Fort Charlotte.
Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, as public appeal for blood donations continue to surface for patients in hospital, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville says those urgent calls could soon become far less common. The minister telling reporters that a new hospital now in the planning stages is expected to include a 24-hour blood bank, a move he says would not only meet medical needs but also strengthen the country's disaster response capacity.
We're looking at keeping the blood bank open 24 hours and also to implement a digital platform for blood collection. Many countries use that. It also is tied in with the drive that's necessary to ensure that you keep Bahamians donating. But with the construction of the new state-of-the-art hospital, we intend to ensure that we improve laboratory facilities and also to expand the blood bank to ensure that Bahamians have a better facility and easy access and to increase the hours associated with collection.
Meantime, the Board of Directors of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute has pushed back against statements made by the Union of Tertiary Educators of the Bahamas on Monday, calling the union's claims, quote, inaccurate and misleading. UTAB alleged that the tertiary institution had intentionally refused to recognize degrees and education enhancement of teachers from certain educational facilities and using the National Accreditation and Equivalency Council of the Bahamas as a scapegoat. Well, BTVI asserted today that it has acted fairly and transparently in dealing with UTAB, adhering fully to its industrial agreement. The institute also stressing that NACOB is an independent regulator, not a scapegoat for the institution. In the statement, officials say BTVI must comply with NACOB's decisions as the council alone holds the legal authority to determine the recognition and validity of degrees and certifications. They also address claims that recognition can be obtained simply by paying a $2,000 annual fee are false and undermine NACOB's critical role in national education. BTVI says they are committed to fairness, respect for staff and faculty, and adherence to the legal processes rather than responding to public misinformation. Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline 397-6397. Also join our digital team. You saw our QR code. Get all of the latest news on our WhatsApp channel. Be sure to scan the code and lock in. You can also send your letters to the editor for publication at all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, the government of the Bahamas is improving its measures to address maritime crime. We've got that story coming up. And later on, more delicious interviews straight ahead as the Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival kicks off day 2. We've got the details right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
John, I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Wrap Star, a classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Bahamian ownership in fly fishing is very important. Not only does it create opportunities for Bahamians, this is our industry, so we're proud of what we do. Opportunity is important. It's the story of my life because with the opportunities, you can chart your own course. Prime Minister Davis and his team see the opportunities by providing these grants and what it can do for our country. It's just wonderful. And I'm glad to see these ventures working so that other people can get involved. This is real. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's help ourselves.
There are a lot of new opportunities in our country. We are building an economy that includes everyone. And you chose to come to BTVI.
The best place to learn.
Expanding and updating BTVI.
It prepared me for the future to be an entrepreneur.
And this is what this is all about. We are creating more opportunities for more Bahamians because opportunity is the key to success.
At BOB, we take pride in our business banking.
I chose Bank of the Bahamas because it was a Bahamian-owned bank. The bank has certainly supported our evolution through overdraft facilities, purchasing of equipment, facilitating of salary payments, and I really believe that Bank of the Bahamas is able to help in the development of the local economy. I would truly recommend the services at Bank of the Bahamas.
Get ready, Grand Bahama! Freeport Fashion Week is back, and it's bigger, bolder, and bursting with color. From show-stopping silhouettes to unforgettable runway moments, local designers take center stage as dreams come alive at the Stoned Crab Taino Beach. Don't miss the opening night fashion show on March 20th at 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale at the Grand Bahama Port Authority headquarters and the Stoned Crab Restaurant. All proceeds will go to support sewing and fashion programs at our local high school. Freeport Fashion Week 2026. Dream in color.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting $5.45 at Esso tonight. Rubis and Shell still clocking in at $5.31. Your local prices at the pump. You're watching Eyewitness News. Welcome back. Well, natural disasters in the Bahamas have shifted how the country prepares for and responds to public health emergencies. Tonight, the Ministry of Health and Wellness says it's taking steps to strengthen that response through specialized training and new international partnerships. Rebecca Bain has the details tonight.
It's been 7 years since Hurricane Dorian shook the islands of Grand Bahama and Abaco, leaving thousands of Bahamians traumatized, including emergency medicine specialist Dr. Latoya Storr, who held back tears as she recounted the life-altering experience.
Having your hospital destroyed and having to work through it, develop a sense of altruism, saying, what can I do to improve our response? So I went off to train and hope to bring the information back. And I'm so happy that we're doing it today. Thank you so much.
That training now a catalyst for greater collaboration. Professor Gregory Ciatone underscoring the importance of the Memorandum of Understanding signed with Harvard University to strengthen healthcare response during disasters.
We try to make the response to every condition, emergency conditions, heart attacks, strokes, the best it can be, the best we can do for the community. I would argue that we are equally obligated to do that for the response to disaster. There are no other situations where people in our community are more at risk than in a disaster event.
Concerns have long been raised about whether the Bahamas could withstand another storm as powerful as Dorian, as it sits in one of the most active hurricane belts in the world. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darrow confirming that efforts to improve disaster response are already underway.
The Bahamas now has approved an all-hazard health disaster plan. This plan provides a unified framework for responding to hurricanes, industrial accidents, disease outbreaks, and other public health emergencies. It sets clear protocols and coordination.
With the Atlantic hurricane season just 3 months away, the Ministry of Health says these initiatives are a step in the right direction to better prepare the country for the next disaster. Rebecca Bain, Eyewitness News.
Well, government officials say they're stepping up efforts to protect Bahamian waters from illegal charters and poaching. Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister Jomo Campbell says recent operations are already showing results, crediting stronger enforcement by local marine authorities and support from international partners.
Through operations Red Dawn 1 and 2, illegal foreign charter operators attempting to illegally exploit Bahamian waters were arrested, their vessels seized, and significant fines imposed. These are very real consequences. Earlier this year, Operation Dragnet built on progress and was conducted with the support of the Maritime Revenue Unit and other enforcement partners, resulting in the seizure of a 70-foot vessel engaged in illegal charter activity in the Exumas. And just very recently as this week, another coordinated operation involving many of the same partners has been successfully completed.
Stressing tonight that the security and protection measures are essential, not just for the long-term preservation, but also to sustain the industry that feeds dozens of Bahamian families.
Partnerships like these matter because the threat to our fisheries are varied and constantly evolving. We continue to confront foreign commercial-scale poaching. We continue to see individuals exceeding bag limits, and we continue to deal with illegal charter operators attempting to profit from Bahamian resources. Illegal operators adapt, they change tactics, and they test our system. But the government of the Bahamas, as you can see today, is adapting as well.
Well, it's night 2 of the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival, and it seems we'll be taking a trip to Mexico. The focus tonight, tacos and tequila. Our Danielle Dean is joining us live from the center of the action. Danielle, we understand it was raining a bit earlier, but how's it going now?
Well, good night, Janaea. That's right. I'm here at the second of fifth night of the 4th edition of the Atlantis Wine and Food Festival. And listen, it's all the rave tonight with tacos and tequilas. It's one of the most widely loved events and widely loved event of this particular wine and food festival. And we have a very special vendor here with us tonight. We have Chelsea from Monkey Foot. Chelsea, tell us what you're cooking up.
Tonight we have a lobster taco. It was grilled on a charcoal grill. Then it was topped with a beautiful, bright and refreshing Asian pear and mango salsa with a little bit of scotch bonnet for a little kick. And then we topped it off with a pineapple ginger glaze.
And I know that all of the different stalls, all of the different vendors are going to have a different, variation of their tacos. What inspired yours?
Well, this year, we're actually known for our oxtail tacos, but Mom wanted to do something that was light, it was refreshing seafood, what the Bahamas is known for, so we thought that we'd bring that tonight.
Now, Chelsea, I will definitely be making my way over to your booth tonight, but for right now, we also have Deja of Kitchen Culture. Come right on over, Deja. Deja was the People's Choice Award winner for the Jerk Jam last year. Deja, how excited are you to be here tonight?
Oh my gosh, the excitement, words can't describe it. It's just a very good feeling. Every year we come out and we try to bring the energy, the good food, and just overall vibes.
And why should people stop to your vibe? Why should people stop to your stall in particular?
Our stall is just overall amazing. The food, we pay so much attention to the ingredients. What we're doing, we're very intentional about the food and the flavor.
And Deja, I'll definitely be stopping over tonight as well. Listen, right on over into entertainment. We have a mariachi band to dive right into the Mexican culture. We also have Pauly D. Some of you might know him from the famous reality TV show Jersey Shore, who will be on the DJ set tonight. So I'm so excited for everything that's going to unfold. And listen, I get the privilege of bringing this to your screens, but I really think you should come in and enjoy this for yourself. The event goes on into the weekend with final events wrapping up on Sunday. You know, they have room and ticket packages. If you visit the Atlantis website, you can get your deal today and come on over and enjoy the festivities just like I will. Back to you, Janaea.
Thanks so much, our Danielle Dean joining us live tonight. Obviously, the rain having little impact on the festivities. And while wine and food lovers are basking in the tasty delights of Night 2, Night 1 was said to be a delectable opening to the Culture Fest. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. has the recap.
The next 4 days on Paradise Island promises delicious cuisines, world-class wines, and themed events, all part of this year's Nassau Paradise Island Wine Food Festival, taking festival goers all over the globe, but still keeping a strong Bahamian culture twist. Dubbed the premier wine and food festival in the Bahamas, Atlantis officials say this year the bar has risen, promising an exclusive experience.
Every time we do it, we try to take it to the next level. And, you know, sometimes we make it a little bit challenging for us because when we set the bar so high, it's so hard for us to really exceed expectations again.
Highlight our local vendors and our local community and showcase how important Bahamian culture is to Atlantis and the world at large.
On Thursday, sparkles at sunset to tacos and tequila. Friday brings in an island food tour to a taste of paradise with all your Bahamian favorite artists. And on Saturday and Sunday, it's all about seafood, wine, brunches, and jerk jams. Atlantis officials say the lineup of events is designed to promote the diversification of cultures while still proving that Paradise Island is the top destination.
We have a beautiful destination, beautiful beaches, and they can go anywhere in the Caribbean, but they won't be able to taste our flavors. Our flavors here in the Bahamas are very unique, and that's why it's so important that we infuse our Bahamian local vendors and chefs and restaurants into our festival.
Now, while the event is all about food and wine, it would not be completed without world-class entertainment. Director of Entertainment at Atlantis, Antonio Johnson, emphasizing that the stage is set and patrons will not be disappointed.
We feature a lot of local entertainment. We have Fan Sean performing, a lot of people love Fan Sean, we have Bloody performing, and then we end the night with KB. A lot of our entertainment is a lot of local focus, as well as we have a lot of international acts as well. We have tomorrow, we have Pauly D performing at Tacos and Tequila, and at our R&B brunch, we have Maya.
Events for the weekend ahead still remain open, but while tickets are selling out fast, officials urge those interested to head on over to the Atlantis website. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
While the goal is to raise awareness about consumer rights and protection, the Department of Consumer Affairs to feature discussions on how customers can shop without being taken advantage of this Friday during its Consumer Rights Day celebrations at the department's Tony Williams Highway headquarters. Attendees can expect to be informed on identifying counterfeit versus genuine products, displays, interact with a number of government and private vendors, and become aware of some of their legal rights as consumers.
I don't know if you ever noticed, like on the fruits and vegetables, there's standard codes, and they're supposed to denote certain things. I don't think anybody really pays attention to it. Like some of them will tell you if pesticides was used. These are things that consumers should be aware of.
Some medications, or in fact, all medications have an expiry date. So you don't want to be taking medications after the day has expired. So these are the information that will be relayed to the general public out there. Things that you should know, the do's, the don'ts.
So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, more political candidates. They tell us about their journey and about jumping into the political arena. We've got more stories coming up. But first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Welcome back to The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. Across the islands, MOET is helping Bahamians take control of their future through the Post Office Savings Bank. It's simple, reliable, and designed for everyone, no matter which island you call home. post office isn't just for mail. It's also home to a hidden gem called the Savings Bank. With just $3.15, you can make a huge difference towards your future finances. Come, let me show you how it works. Saving doesn't have to be complicated. From first-time savers to parents planning ahead, the Post Office Savings Bank has been helping Bahamians put a little aside, safely, securely, and close to home.
The Post Office Savings Bank is a thrift bank established by the Bahamas government to assist all Bahamians to save.
Opening an account is easy, and the bank is designed for everyone, no matter your goals. An upcoming trip, school expenses, or just a little peace of mind.
It's completely free to save with us. There are no fees attached to your accounts. There's no service fee, no VAT fee, and no withdrawal fee. Plus, our interest is unbeatable. 5% on all of our accounts. We are also located on every family island where our post office is.
No complications, no hidden fees. Just a simple, reliable way to save at your pace wherever you are.
You just have to be a Bahamian citizen or Bahamian resident. All you need is a passport, voter's card, or driver's license, and a NIV, and a minimum of $3 to open an account. We offer 3 different types of accounts: organizational, which is a non-profit, individual account, and joint account.
I'm Erin Scavella, and this is The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. Small steps today can turn into big savings tomorrow. Start saving, start simple, and start right where you are.
March shopping specials equal eye-popping savings at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 5.5 ounces, 99 cents. Ginger Evans flour, 5 pounds, $3.69. Seabass raw shrimp, $41.50, 12 ounces, $5.99. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $4.99. Coburn Farms cream cheese, 8 ounces, 2 for $5. Turn shopping madness into saving gladness when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
103.5 is turning 8 years old. 103.5 The Beat and Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group presents The Beat Fest. It's a Bahamian musical experience on March 14th at The Pond. Doors open 7 p.m. sharp. Performing live, Shine, Stevie S, Mama D, Veronica Bishop, Funky D, all backed up by the Pond Band. Hosted by Joe Cools, 1K Gaza, and Jess Mo. Music by 103.5 The Beat DJ. Tickets available now at all Beauty Shack locations. General admission, $30. VIP, $75. Get your tickets early. Spots are limited. Sponsored by Mazzari International, The Plug, and The Beauty Shack. And of course, 103.5 The Beat.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, it's a seat that has historically been red, but tonight, Progressive Liberal Party candidate who we're highlighting, believes he has what it takes to flip the seat. Our Janelle Longley has more in this episode of Political Watch.
I dare to say that this is going to be a leader that will listen to you, not just for an election time, but every day, every hour, every minute, every second, 365 days, you will have a dedicated member of Parliament.
A promise to you, St. Anne's, if you mark your X to the Progressive Liberal Party's candidate, Keno Wong, a former Neighborhood Watch Council chair, entrepreneur, father, husband, and after over a decade of pondering, one of 3 candidates vying for your vote in the next general election.
I want to create a community in St. Anne's constituency, that when I leave the scene, that my children's children will have a better place to live.
So what does that look like, Mr. Wong?
To create our first ever community center for St. Anne's, which is lacking. We don't have one. A safe environment where CCTV cameras are basically everywhere where our residents can have doorbell rings consistently to help to fight crime no matter what the issues are. And also we want to establish at the round table to have a mobilization of Medicare.
He says he also has plans to address the needs of young people.
We are creating, starting in another week, called the St. Anne's Youth Think Tank, where we will have a range of individuals from the age of 17 to 35 that will come together and dialogue. And then a lot of young mothers who are single mothers who are looking for daycare and professional care for their toddlers.
Great undertaking, some might suggest, but for Wong, he says it's nothing he can't handle.
I don't think that there's going to be no obstacles for me in terms of getting things done in my community.
Now, St. Anne's, you decide. Is the promise worth investing in? Or has the Free National Movement's Adrian White done enough to secure your vote again? Or maybe some are thinking it's time for a completely new change. With Coalition of Independents, Graham Weatherford, Wong has one thing to say.
Choose progress and choose Keno Wong.
Janelle Longley, Eyewitness News.
Well, the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, has appointed Olympic gold medalist Debbie Ferguson McKenzie as the country's National Student Wellness Ambassador. Officials say she'll play a key role in government's broader strategy to tackle the growing prevalence of chronic non-communicable diseases, including obesity and diabetes. The Olympic champion is expected to lead school seminars, community engagements, and digital campaigns promoting healthier lifestyles among young Bahamians. Government officials also explaining how the appointment is aimed at encouraging the next generation to live and eat healthier.
To go into the classrooms across the board and be able to speak to young people, to raise their awareness on how lifestyle choices impact physical and mental well-being. And I believe that based on the research, if we do this effectively, and I believe we will, that we are going to see change in the outcomes that are so chronic and prevalent in this country. And this is what education is about. It is about how you shape the future.
The way forward is to ensure that we put the necessary health and wellness programs together in our schools in collaboration with special groups who will be assigned directly to Debbie and through our ministry, who will lead the charge in collaboration with the permanent secretary and the ministers to direct young people towards the road of good health and well-being.
Ferguson McKenzie emphasizing that the focus of her wellness campaign is strengthening communities, ensuring the awareness behind living a healthy lifestyle touches every home.
It takes a village, and when the kids get home, which I do understand, some parents sometimes have to be to work, some parents are not necessarily home, and the kids may have to learn how to cook, or the option might be to find something that's quick and easy and microwavable, and they don't have that proper nutrition. Sometimes I've learned over the years where kids might go to school and they didn't have breakfast. Now they're changing that. I know in our era, they used to be kept private. We never talked about it. But now you can speak about it. It's okay. And so with this change, you're able to focus and do excellent.
So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Laurentia Smith has your latest check on sports. Good evening, Laurentia.
Good evening, Janelle. Well, tonight we have an update from our Olympian and quarter miler specialist. I'll tell you more about it straight ahead in sports.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
The Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation proudly kicks off festival season in the islands of the Bahamas, celebrating 20 years of Bahamian music and heritage.
So the Ministry of Tourism, especially the Cultural and Authentic Events Department, is excited to bring the 20th, can you believe it, the 20th year of the Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival. It's going to be in beautiful Georgetown, Exuma, March 13th and 14th at the Regatta site. This festival is so important to us as a people, but let me tell you, most importantly to the people of Exuma. It's opportunities to increase economic spend. It's a way for our tourists to learn a little bit about who we are. And our locals, we love to encourage everyone to travel because Exuma is beautiful. The waters, you can't beat that. You're gonna have friendly people. There's lots of good time, just a good time to get to know everyone. There's gonna be 2 great nights of the best entertainment. But what I wanna really tell you first is every day it starts at 10 a.m. And of course you can bring the kids out. There's gonna be a culinary competition. And at nighttime, everything comes alive. We have Veronica Bishop, we have Gino D, Funky D, Nishi, D-Mac. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. And what we're going to do a little different this year is once all of the entertainers are done on stage, there's going to be an after party on both nights, hosted by DJ Pencil. Everybody knows Pencil. You know it's going to be a good time. It's going to be the best in Exuma culture and heritage on display.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to catch J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with JSJ too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that? Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for the online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never have to stand in line again. Amen to that. Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind.
103.5 is turning 8 years old. 103.5 The Beat and Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group presents The Beat Fest. It's a Bahamian musical experience on March 14th at The Pond. Doors open 7 p.m. sharp. Performing live, Shine, Stevie S, Mama D, Veronica Bishop, Funky D. All backed up by The Pond Band. Hosted by Joe Cools, 1K Gaza, and Jess Mo. Music by 103.5 The Beat DJ. Tickets available now at all Beauty Shack locations. General admission, $30. VIP, $75. Get your tickets early. Spots are limited. Sponsored by Mazzari International, The Plug, and The Beauty Shack. And of course, 103.5 The Beat.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Recently, she made an appearance at the BAISS Track and Field Championships, where her alma mater, St. Augustine's College, took down longtime rivals Queens College for the title. Now, the media placed a number of questions before the Olympian, and one of those questions were, what is her expectations heading into the season? And she says it's simple. The plan is just to stay healthy.
That's always been the main goal, and we're in a healthy spot right now, and just to continue to work and build and get ourselves back out there.
The quarter miler opened the season in the women's 300 meters, where she ran a winning time and recorded a record of 36.07 seconds for her first indoor competition in 4 years. She followed up that win with a world-leading time of 35.76 seconds for the women's 300 meters. Now, with the 2026 World Athletics Indoor Championships set for later this month, the big question is, will Miller Weevil make a push?
No, indoors isn't my thing. No, we just wanted to get a 300 just to kind of see where we're at in training, and we'll be back for outdoor season.
And as the season progressed, Miller Weevil says she's remaining optimistic. Now let's head on over to the judo mat. Xavier Johnson is back in action. The top Bahamian junior kicked off his 2026 judo season with a bronze at the Tusia African Cup, competing in the 73-kilogram class, his first tournament in 7 months. Johnson says he's just having fun and getting back on the mat.
Because I wanted to adapt into 73 kilograms to let me grow, especially because last year I was 66 kilos. So we were just trying to decide if I should stay 66 or move up to 73. And the best option was for me to move up to 73 because I was cutting a little bit too much weight. So we used this one as like an opener for me to go into the next couple competitions to see my mistakes, to see how I felt in 73.
And like a true competitor, Johnson says there's always room for improvement.
Especially because I can still get stronger. I can still grow more into the division. So I just had to get bigger, stronger. And also just had to work on my gripping, my fundamentals, and so forth. Just like basic stuff. Those always kind of make like a big difference in the end.
The 19-year-old says he has his eyes set on the LA Olympics, so every competition counts. So what's next on the lineup?
I'm actually going to be competing next week in Panama and Guatemala. Those are the Caribbean Game qualifiers. I'm going to be competing March 22nd and March 28th. These next following weeks for the Caribbean Game qualifiers. So you'll see me there. Then hopefully I'll qualify for Caribbean Games. Then April 18th, I'll be fighting in the Senior Pan Ams, most likely. Then April 29th, I'll be doing Junior Pan Ams too, since I'm still a junior. So those will be the next upcoming competitions for me.
Now, Johnson previously competed in the 66 kilogram class, in which he ranked at number 18 in the world and number 3 in the region. And at the end of 2025 season, he highlighted with a bronze medal at the Junior Pan American Games. Well, we're definitely looking forward to great things from Xavion as he continued to push towards LA. That's what's making sports at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
The Fox Foundation proudly presents the keynote speaker for the 3rd Annual Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, this March 19th at 7 p.m. at the beautiful Bahamas Resort. Get ready to be inspired by Randy Zuckerberg, tech innovator and the creator of Facebook Live. She revolutionized real-time digital engagement, empowering individuals and brands to broadcast instantly to global audiences. And now she brings that innovation and insight to the Fox Foundation's 3rd Annual Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, March 19th at 7 p.m. at the Bahamas Resort. Under this year's theme, Give to Gain, join us for a night designed to inspire growth, spark opportunity, and strengthen the future of women in business.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Island Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Hey, it's time to lock in your vote.
Your vote is your power.
With the new boundaries in place, you may need to transfer or confirm your voter registration.
And if you have never registered or didn't plan to vote,
don't get left out on one of the most important decisions of your future.
Make sure when election day comes, you're ready to say,
your say, your vote, your choice.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news tonight, but coming up and beyond the headlines with Shanique Miller, a look at all of today's top stories. She's also sitting down with the Deputy Prime Minister. That's coming up and beyond the headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At Investar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how. Everybody get up.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Pages, you know, you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he was?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying
because
to
he also.
say. Carla, I don't even know what breadbasket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, an in-depth look at the economy and the number one industry that continues to drive it. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper joins me this evening. Also tonight, if you've been hoping for a cultural exchange and experience in Italy, say this summer, you're in luck. The Italian Honorary Council, the Italian Bahamas Association, has a program for 2 lucky Bahamians. We'll tell you more about that. And then later, a seminar for women who are seeking more information about menopause or perimenopause. The ladies are here this evening to tell you just how you can link up. It's all straight ahead this evening. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, he's the man at the head of one of the industries that serves as the bread and butter of the Bahamian economy, and it has for decades. That industry remains the driving force of the economy today. But it's looking a little differently in that it's opening up to have Bahamians become key players in it. Additionally, aviation is the key component that makes connectivity possible for tourism nationwide. Well, tonight we have a candid look at the state of tourism and all the important impact where it matters in the economy and that airport renaissance that's expanding the tourism industry across the Bahamas. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper joins me this evening. It's good to have you here, Deputy Prime Minister Cooper. Welcome to Be on the Headlines.
Thank you. Pleasure's mine.
Good to have you here. And I think this may be your first time, so let's just jump right in. A whole lot to get to, right? Deputy Prime Minister, how would you assess the present state of tourism right now in the Bahamas?
Well, tourism continues to be the engine that's driving the economy. I've been calling it the rising tide because when tourism is doing well, the economy is doing well. And you would have heard the Prime Minister talk about the increasing revenue numbers, talk about low unemployment. He is talking a lot about the growth of the economy as Minister of Finance. And I want to tell you that the economy really is bolstered and driven by the work that we're doing in the tourism industry. Last year we had a record-setting year in terms of arrivals for the 3rd consecutive year, and we're off to a roaring start for 2026. I'm excited about what's happening in the tourism industry. Beyond the numbers, people are really becoming more engaged. There are a lot more opportunities that people are seizing in the tourism business. That excites me.
That sounds good because you have been sort of pounding this message, ownership. When you say ownership, how does that look for you? Because I think last year we recorded 12 million visitors. The opposition has been the largest critic because they say, I hear you with your 12 million. That sounds good and everything to say. But the thing about it is Bahamians are not feeling the impact financially of that 12 million or ownership.
Well, let me tell you that in a democracy, it's important to have an informed opposition. Therefore, I've invited them to come to the Ministry of Tourism for a technical briefing. I've made this open invitation for 3 years. They've not shown up yet. I'm still hopeful. We have time. They can still come in and get the facts. They can understand the great work that we are doing in tourism to really drive the tourism product, the strategies we're putting in place. We have a great team all around the world pushing every day. Deploying new strategies, looking at new niches, and really carrying the flag for the islands of the Bahamas. And I always hate when someone from the opposition seek to denigrate the great work that we are in fact doing. Yes, 12.5 million real visitors coming to the Bahamas. Our stopovers were slightly behind prior year. And we know that stopover visitors spend more than cruise visitors, but make no mistake about it, we are increasing the overall impact from our cruise visitors. This year, we're already up 22% over last year. And when we talk about these numbers, we're talking about real people employed, school fees, payrolls, mortgage payments, car notes, children going to college. We're talking about straw vendors and taxi drivers and restaurant owners, all making money, improving their quality of life. And if we misunderstand the impact of tourism, we only need to go back to the days of COVID that I hope we never ever go back to, when there were no tourists. The economy had pretty much stopped, and it impacts everything that we're doing as an economy. So as the driving industry for the overall economy, it's undeniable the impact that tourism is having, and anyone who do not recognize that is not speaking with their eyes open.
So I know that you have a program, and I just spoke to it with a relative just earlier this week, about increasing the room rates, particularly on family islands. That's a part of this ownership that you obviously are forecasting.
Well, we launched the Home Sweet Home program through the Tourism Development Corporation because I have maintained that we cannot exponentially increase stopovers unless we increase room capacity. The easiest way to do that is through short-term vacation rentals. And this is why we have offered grants up to $10,000, or we've had partnerships with the Bahamas Development Bank where persons can get the grant and go on to the Bahamas Development Bank and get additional funding. By increasing the number of rooms available, we can get more airlift. By getting more airlift, we get more stopovers, we get more heads in bed, we get more people buying our services, our experiences, exploring this small communities like Pompey Bay or Rollville in the Exumas, and really getting the impact and the spending of tourists out in the communities. And that's really the objective of ownership of the tourism industry. Small mom and pop shops making money, people making money, creating wealth through their Airbnbs or the short-term vacation rental, as the case might be. And our job really is to help to position Bahamians, creating more tours, creating more experiences, creating more small business opportunities, handmade, unique products and services for our guests. And I'm calling for more and more Bahamians to get involved. One of our biggest challenges is that we're only getting half of our guests off the cruise ships. And their major complaint is not enough to do.
It's nothing to do.
So Ministry of Tourism will get the guests here. We will bring the numbers, but the Bahamian people must do more in helping us to create product to ensure that they are compelled to get off, create more tours, whether church tours or graveyard tours or new beach experiences or boating opportunities or flying across the other family islands, whatever the experience is. Once we get the guests here, it's important that we build the brand and experience in the product. And that's why we've been working so hard to revitalize Bay Street as well. We're making small gains there. And the more we do on Bay Street, the more compelling it will be for people to get off. We started with the pop-ups like Bites on Bay. We've been doing those every month. It's a cultural, immersive experience.
Oh, really?
People
so how's that being received?
It's going extremely well. It's like a mini version of Gumbay, where people can come, they get a bit of Junkanoo, experience our food, our art, our culture in one place. It's truly an exciting opportunity. But whilst we revamp the hardscapes, if you will, we knock down the old buildings, we're hoping to build new ones. We're hoping to get more nightclubs, more lounges, more rake and scrape experiences. Downtown, we believe that this is the approach. We're going to be consistent on it. It's a work in progress. We've made some significant strides, and we continue on that path.
With places and destinations like Jamaica, like Dominican Republic, too, vying for that tourism experience and to attract tourists, what is the Bahamas doing to, yes, they love our sun, and sea, but again, they could kind of sort of find that anywhere. How else are we staying competitive?
We have a great brand, and we don't necessarily compete on price the way the DR might do, but we are consistently investing in our product. And this is why it's a great match that I'm responsible for, not just for tourism and aviation, but also investments. We have $15 billion of investments in the pipeline, which means that we are refreshing our product every day. We have big brands coming to the Bahamas, another Rosewood, small resorts as well. We have Bagari coming and Montage in Abaco. A lot of small resorts all across these islands, like Curly's Beach Resort in Cat Island and the Peace and Plenty in Exuma, doing major renovations and revamps. We are ensuring that we consistently stay on top of our game. Make no mistake about it though. The beaches are second to none in the islands of the Bahamas. We like to talk about our sun, sand, and sea, and when you only need to travel down to the Exumas, and you will truly understand that what we have cannot be found anywhere else in the world. But we're not resting on sun, sand, and sea. We're going beyond the beach. We're creating more immersive experiences for culture and heritage. We've relaunched religious tourism. We're doing a lot in sustainability. We are advancing the fly fishing industry, catch and release, game fishing, catch and release. We're big fans
so all these
of
niche markets
absolutely.
and niche experiences.
We're working on all of them, and this is why we've been so successful with our numbers.
Yes. Now let's look and shift gears because you know, he has a heavy load. It's tourism, it's aviation, it's investments, and I want to look at aviation because that's what's going to help sort of the other islands have their share and their niche areas become known to the discerning traveler. Let's talk about air connectivity. I know just about roughly 2 weeks ago you were in Mayaguana for something that was absolutely historic, I think since independence or maybe before independence, a brand new airport. Let's talk about this, the Davis Cooper administration's sort of what you brand as your renaissance for airports nationwide.
This is the most aggressive infrastructural airport program in the history of the independent Bahamas. We set out to revitalize 14 airports. At the moment, we have work going on at the moment on more than 14 airports. We have 2 beautiful airport terminals coming out of the ground and opening soon in Cat Island. One in Arthurstown and one in New Bight. We are seeing the coming out of the ground in Exuma and Bimini. We completed Great Harbor Key and Ragged Island. And of course, a beautiful airport terminal, as you mentioned, in Mayaguana. Much needed. This is essential for connectivity. It's essential for the way of life of the people of these small islands. We committed to ensuring that we provide the same level of services to the islands as Nassau, Grand Bahama. And therefore, this is more than just infrastructure, it's dignity. It speaks to the quality of life and improvement in that quality that we're making for Bahamians across the islands. More than just airports, though, we're ensuring that they have airlift. And we have therefore started a non-stop service to Ragged Island. And we've started a non-stop service going into Rum Key and also in Farmers Key. I'm most proud of those.
From the capital
from Nassau to these small islands
I was about to ask
where Bahamians live. They can now share in the tourist dollar that we're bringing into the country.
What difference does that even make? I mean, you mentioned these far-flung. We think of far-flung always as the southern islands, and yes, they are. But oftentimes overlooked are Ragged Island and those areas just that you mentioned a moment ago. What difference is that already making for the residents of those very small islands?
If you're from Ragged Island, you typically would travel to Nassau, either on a charter, which may cost you $3,000 or $4,000, or the mailboat, which may take you 3 or 4 days to get to Nassau in the Bahamas, because they stop sometimes in other islands. The reality is that mailboat may go every 10 to 12 days. So if you come on the mailboat, you're returning on the mailboat, you must have at least a week and a half available to you to make that trip. So just from a basic quality of life, and then you come to New Providence for services. But importantly, people go to these communities, whether it's for fly fishing or commercial fishing or just to see relatives and friends. It puts money into these communities. So we have launched 45 new flights coming from Canada a week. 45 a week from Canada to New Providence. All of those persons coming to Nassau Paradise Island shouldn't stay here. We should ensure that they have an opportunity to visit the other 15 destinations, and this is why we've put Rumkey and Ragged Island on the map. I'm most proud of what we've been able to do for those small communities.
It's good to hear that oftentimes they are overlooked.
Yep.
You don't even remember, kindly forgive me, this host. But sometimes you forget they kind of, and you figure they're just getting by how they're getting by, not realizing that there was not some consistent airlift happening there. And so that is good to hear. I want to look at about investments and ensuring that even there and that the investments are measured and are suited to the various family islands and how the makeup of those islands are. But let's just talk about investments and ensuring that while that's happening, and you want to attract them because you are also Minister of the Investments as well. And so while that's happening, that they happen in a way that respects the various islands and their makeup and are inclusive of Bahamian ownership and empowerment.
Let me give you a great example. We're building a port in Maguana, ideally suited for Maguana, not so much suited for Exuma, because we don't particularly want to attract cruise passengers to Exuma. Each island has its own identity, its charm and spirit, and we hope to be able to keep it that way. When we look at what we are doing in Grand Bahama, for example, this will be perhaps the biggest cruise hub for the Bahamas in coming years. I expect by 2027, 2028, we may be having 5 million passengers arriving in Grand Bahama Island as a result of the new investments coming on stream. You have Celebration Key, then you have a Freeport Harbor project by MSC, then you have a few beach experiences by large cruise lines. And then, of course, we are promoting heavily small boutique resorts in many of the small islands of the Bahamas. Our product is varied. Everyone coming to our islands don't want to stay at Atlantis or Bahama, no matter how nice they are, and the casinos and the nightlife, etc. So we have attracted over the last 3.5 years, $15 billion of new investments, in addition to the investments in infrastructure that we are seeing. This is a huge deal. This is transformative for New Providence. We have significant investment coming on stream, mainly in tourism, but across these islands. In Grand Bahama, we're looking at investments in the industrial sector, in technology, in agribusiness, and commercial fishing. And we are hoping that we get more and more Bahamians more involved and more engaged. The Maguana project, for example, the large cruise port that will likely create a logistics hub in the south, similar to what we have in Grand Bahama, has a large Bahamian participation, Bahamian component. This is the next level of development for our young country. We've gained political independence. We have implemented a lot of social programs. We're doing well in that realm. And I think the chapter of now is that we must promote more economic independence. And this is something you will see more and more of in our blueprint for progress that we're going to roll out in the coming weeks. And we're going to speak to what we believe the future of our country should look like. We want Bahamians staying at home. We want to tackle what we've been calling brain drain. We want people, young people, to understand that they can build and grow and prosper in the islands of the Bahamas, that this is their home, and we need them, all of them, to be here as much as possible to continue to help to build our country that we have been exceedingly proud of.
Right, and so it seems as though that you will really try, and when I say you, your team, this administration, were you to be successful at the polls shortly, that you are aiming to ensure that the rest of the Bahamas is properly zoned and that development is specific and targeted for the island in which it's aimed for.
We have a great plan. We have a strong leader. We have a magnificent team. With God's help, we'll have another term to really advance many of the initiatives that we have already started. Not only do we have a blueprint for progress, we are supportive of the National Development Plan that's actively underway. And whilst our plan may be a snapshot for the next term, the National Development Plan, for which we are putting in place legislation, and we have an active participation by a cross-section of stakeholders, that plan is designed for the long term. We're building a country to last so that our grandchildren will have an opportunity to have even a better life than we are having. Our present is certainly better than the past that I know growing up in Little Exuma, and we must ensure the future for our children is brighter than the present.
Now, all of this sounds amazing, but many investors, foreign and local, are often turned off by the lack of ease of doing business in the Bahamas. With all that you have said and all that's in the pipeline and all that you hope to do and do if you were to be successful at the polls, how do you plan to streamline investments and the process and everything you have to do to be able to open a tuck shop over there?
You would know I've been a businessman for most of my life before coming into politics, and one of the things that distresses me most is that we have not made enough gains in terms of ease of doing business. We are actively considering this issue along with matters like cost of living, and we are seeing what can be done, what policies we can implement, put in place to ensure that we're making significant inroads in this area. If we're able to create more efficiency, we'll be able to create more economic growth and more opportunities for our people. That's what we're seeking to do.
Absolutely. You don't want to turn people away and have them frustrated with trying to make an investment. Deputy Prime Minister, I could go on. Would love to discuss other issues and sort of ideas with you in the various ministries that you are responsible for. But I thank you for being here this evening.
I'll come back sometime.
Please do come back. I'll hold you to that. Please do come back so we can get more information. But thank you so much, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, this evening talking about aviation, tourism, and also investments as well. And with you in mind, thank you once again for being here.
My pleasure.
Beyond the Headlines is back right after this. Stay close.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokesmodel, and I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Uh-oh, luckily it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here where these large capacity washer and dryers is. They're big enough now to handle your big loads, you know. Yeah, like your comfort on your blanket. But just look at us. Somebody forget to turn on the dryer. Oh, stop! Help! You hear something? Yeah, that's the sound of clean. Superwash washes you, process you, and entertains you 24/7.
I go into the shop and what I see, the things what they tryna sell for tea. I come to bring it back where I get it from. And then they tell me they don't give refund. I say, girl, who is you? I want my money back cause this thing ain't new. She tell me slide out, move off the line. I ain't gonna lie, nearly lose my mind. Time now, I just tryna get straight, you know. But they won't rob me, but I don't know. So I walk off, got out of sight, cause that's enough robbery for me in one night. March off like a marching man. Call Consumer Protection Commission. When they pick up, I file a complaint, and quick as that, I get my money back, but don't mess with the CPC. Don't mess with the CPC. Hey, don't mess with the CPC. Cause why? They here to protect me. Follow the Consumer Protection Commission Bahamas Facebook page to stay up to date on tips that protect you as a consumer. It's your boy, the Immune Trick.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
103.5 is turning 8 years old. 103.5 The Beat and Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group presents The Beat Fest. It's a Bahamian musical experience on March 14th at The Pond. Doors open 7 p.m. sharp. Performing live, Shine, Stevie S, Mama D, Veronica Bishop, Funky D. All backed up by The Pond Band. Hosted by Joe Cools, 1K Gaza, and Jess Mo. Music by 103.5 The Beat DJ. Tickets available now at all Beauty Shack locations. General admission, 30. VIP, 75. Get your tickets early. Spots are limited. Sponsored by Mazzari International, The Plug, and The Beauty Shack. And of course, 103.5 The Beat.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's great to have you all tuned in. We are moving right along this evening. The Italian Bahamas Association is working alongside Cafe Matisse, Guanahani Art Collective, and a number of other agencies to give you 2 lucky Bahamians an all-expense paid trip to Florence, Italy this summer. Right, you heard me. You absolutely heard me correctly. This is something amazing, and it's to study art. And so we're going to get right into it. Joining me this evening is Francesco Vancore, the owner of Cafe Matisse, Andrea Cecchi, the Italian Honorary Consul to the Bahamas. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Thank you so much, Shanique. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Thank you, Shanique. I was honored to be guest to your fantastic show, and congratulations for your excellent work.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you both so much. Listen, this is amazing, though. Congratulations to you from the Italian Bahamas Association to, of course, you, the Honorary Consul of Italy to the Bahamas, to you, Francesco, the owner of Cafe Matisse, that you all sat and decided this. You're going to start this exchange program because this is something you've been doing really for years. But on this level, you have sort of taken it up. You have taken it a notch, obviously higher. And this is going to happen this summer for 2 lucky Bahamians. Now let's get into it. Please, let's talk about what's happening and where. Go ahead, Francesco, right
Okay,
beside
thank you
me.
so much, Shanique. Thank you, Andrea. Yes, I'm living here in the Bahamas since 8.5 years, almost 9 years. And I realized as a part of the Cafe Matisse project that there is a tremendous amount of very talented Bahamian artists that do operate here, do have some exhibitions eventually around the world. But I asked myself, how much do Italian people in Italy know about Bahamian art? And since I'm a very curious person, I started to deep dive. And as things go further, I realized that yes, people are very passionate. A lot of people study about art and they have exhibitions, but also some people may struggle in getting more exposure. And last year, Cafe Matisse, we had a very short exhibition just to feel, the context, to feel the experience. And after that, I had the great opportunity to meet Andrea. Now, Andrea is based in Eleuthera, and the most I like working with him is a passion for the project that he brings forward. And I started, to speak with him and understanding how can we allow Bahamian artists, citizens of the Bahamas, to experience what we have in Italy. Now, Andrea is, as I said, as passionate as me, and I started to explain our vision with him, and the brainstorming never stopped, and we moved on and moved on. Now, I know that Florence is his city. Florence is a fantastic city. I'm from a different part of Italy, but Florence is iconic when it comes to art and culture.
It's like an open air museum, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you know a little bit about Florence, you know that it's all about art and culture. And then the very, very fantastic aspect was that Andrea has not only passion but also experience and the right connections with the people in Florence. And then I think, Andrea, you want to speak a little bit about the foundation in Italy and the school in Italy in Florence that would welcome the Bahamian artists, because what we are trying to achieve is something not as a one-time action. We want to make it happen every year, because Bahamian people in the Bahamas, we are grateful for the opportunities that we have here, and so therefore, Andrea, up to you.
Thank you, Francesco. Perfect explanation, Shanique. This is a great opportunity that you're giving us to explain this project. For us, we're really excited. We love the Bahamas, Francesco and I. That's how we got together in this project. And since the Bahamas has given us so much, we think that is just the most natural thing to give back. Therefore, we discussed this project, and myself as a diplomat, I exposed the possibility, especially in these times of conflict and tension around the world, to rediscover a common ground to create peace, unity, and harmony. And what better universal language there is than art? Therefore, I contacted my fellow diplomats and honorary consul in Florence, and they all agreed that this is a good ground where to start. And luckily, I also have an artistic background, and I know a lot of people in the field. I am personally an amateur wood carver, but the thing that is very important is that my good friend in Italy is also an art teacher. And I spoke to him about this idea, and he said he actually offered the possibility to do it at his school.
Mm-hmm.
So the project is open internationally, but we are starting with the Bahamas because we love the Bahamas the most of every other nation, but the invitation is open, of course, together with the other honorary consul, to a more global scale, as I said, to rediscover a common ground, and this common ground will be art.
Yes.
And Florence, being from a time immemorial, a very relevant place in the world for art, is the best place where to start this project. So I'm very excited, and the Italia Bahamas Foundation and my work devolves a lot of money to fund this kind of projects. I've been doing these charitable activities towards the Bahamas since 2019, since Hurricane Dorian. This is the next and last and most exciting one of the project, because it's not anymore to help victims, but which of course was necessary and very important. But this time we are investing in the future of the relationship between our two nations, Italy and the Bahamas.
Yes.
We have a lot of things in common. We like nice things. We like art. We like to enjoy life, and there is so much that we can share. So thank you, Shanique, for letting us talk about it.
Do the lucky recipients, will they have to have a sort of a foundation in art already, or they can be novices?
I can start, and then Andrea. This is a very important aspect what you mentioned. In fact, as a matter of courtesy, we have also a Bahamian friend that is part of this program. She's in charge of the Guanahani Art Collective. Her name is Miranda Adelaide. Eventually she will be here, or she could not make it. So back to your question. I think that very important is the passion for art. And the passion for art means that these are people that will be selected by a committee that is driven and managed by Miranda. They have to have a passion, because it's not something that you grant to a person and that's it. It has to be a journey. Yes, it is, I guess, important that people may have some experience or some link. At the same time, as you may know, we start by the age of 18. The program is open to Bahamian citizens with an age between 18 and 45.
Oh, very
and
nice.
so therefore, whoever has an interest, and believe me, the people in the school in Italy, they are not only teachers, but they are experienced person in this field. And so you may discover that there are young people with a passion for art, but they never cultivated it so far. And so therefore, I think the most important task of the committee here in the Bahamas that will select the people is to understand the passion that people have. In fact, there are three elements that have to be considered. for the application, it's of course the curriculum, some works eventually that they did, and then also a description of their experience, of why eventually they should be considered as the right candidate. And so therefore I think that if the committee is able to identify the people with the right passion, why not?
Andrea, this is nothing, in fact, I imagine this is for you, see this as a dream come true. You've been doing cultural exchanges for a number of years between Italy and the Bahamas, and now you're offering, along with Francesco, along with the Miranda and the center that she runs, you're offering this wonderful 2-week unique opportunity, all expense paid.
Exactly.
Just talk about the work to get what you have been doing all these years to this point.
Shanique, you know, once you have a passion driving you, is not really work. It's pleasure. It's the pleasure of giving back and the pleasure to get things happen. I've been in strict contact with the One and Lutra Foundation. They have some incredibly good programs also to educate people. So this is a great thing, and that is part of my mandate. You know, I as a honorary consul, you know, between the list of things that I'm assigned to do, it is part of what the Bahamas Ministry of Foreign Affairs expects of me. So this is just making it happen. What I should do as a honorary consul. So it is a great opportunity that I actually able to deliver. And Francesco and I was talking about this, and then they took the occasion of this Italian celebration that is the 25th of April to set a deadline.
So that is when the winners will be announced, the 25th of April,
yes,
which is basically the Italian independence. Yes.
Yes.
So all Italians in Nassau, I guess Francesco, are invited, right, to participate, to rejoice of this opportunity by your beautiful restaurant.
Maybe you all should come back and announce the winner. But how do people apply? Let's quickly just jump into that right now. How do people apply?
So I may give some concrete feedback on this. So we have an email address which is called heartresidencyitaly@gmail.com.
No, that Francesco,
so we will,
Francesco, who in Jesus' name?
Francesco,
who does such a long say it again so I can tell the people.
Right. Art. Residency. Italy. @gmail.com.
@gmail.com. You all heard that?
Right.
Art Residency Italy @gmail.com. Slow it down again. Art, all one word. Art Residency Italy @gmail.com. You can apply there. You can perhaps send your resume, a little something. Just make your best pitch, because 2 of you will be very, very lucky to go to Florence this summer. Once again, Art Residency Italy @gmail.com. Francesco, you'll come back and tell me about the winners?
Thank you. And the information will be available on the Café Matisse homepage, so they can look.
So Café Matisse homepage.
We'll have all the information.
What is it? CafeMatisse.com?
Right, yes.
So you all, that's Cafe Matisse, MATISSE.com. CafeMatisse.com for all of the information. And then, of course, you go and you apply at Art Residency Italy @gmail.com. Good?
Thank you so much.
Awesome. You're welcome. Andrea, great seeing you. Thank you very much as well. I look forward to hearing who the winners are come next month. And so, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you both. Have a great evening. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, these ladies are here. They say, Shanique, we have so much in store. You want the ladies out there to hear about this. All your questions, everything that you need to know about perimenopause and menopause. They have a seminar coming up for you on Saturday. That right after this.
The Fox Foundation proudly presents the keynote speaker for the 3rd Annual Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, this March 19th at 7 p.m. at the beautiful Bahamas Resort. Get ready to be inspired by Randy Zuckerberg, tech innovator and the creator of Facebook Live. She revolutionized real-time digital engagement, empowering individuals and brands to broadcast instantly to global audiences. And now she brings that innovation and insight to the Fox Foundation's 3rd Annual Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, March 19th at 7 p.m. at the Bahamas Resort. Under this year's theme, Give to Gain, join us for a night designed to inspire growth, spark opportunity, and strengthen the future of women in business.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition.
A little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
The race to 2026 is heating up, and the nation's voice is louder than ever. Here on Beyond the Headlines, we're checking the mood, the momentum, and the message of the people. I'm Shanique Miller. Each week, we're taking the temperature of the electorate to see what's really driving the nation. Who's connecting? Who's cooling off? What issues are heating up ahead of 2026? This is Temperature Check 2026, where journalism meets the nation's heartbeat.
Is turning 8 years old. 103.5 The Beat and Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group presents The Beat Fest. It's a Bahamian musical experience on March 14th at The Pond. Doors open 7 p.m. sharp. Performing live, Shine, Stevie S, Mama D, Veronica Bishop, Funky D, all backed up by The Pond Band. Hosted by Joe Cools, 1K Gaza, and Jess Mo. Music by 103.5 The Beat DJ. Tickets available now at all Beauty Shack locations. General admission $30, VIP $75. Get your tickets early. Spots are limited. Sponsored by Mazzari International, The Plug, and The Beauty Shack. And of course, 103.5 The Beat.
Segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. We're shifting gears. The Woman I Didn't See Coming. Listen, that sounds like either a movie or a Lifetime, an LMN movie, Lifetime Movie Network, but no, it's a book. It's a book written by Patricia Johnson, and this book was going to be part of an event this Saturday evening. In fact, a whole official launch at this seminar specifically for women who are perimenopausal, women who are even thinking about that, because it can really start as early as 35 or your early 30s for some women, and it just goes on. But this is happening at the Andre Rogers Complex Events Hall. It's going to be really, really super, a wonderful event, as you all know there, that that setting. And so Patricia is here. Diane Gibson, of course, joins her, and they both are the event coordinators for Saturday evening's event. And they're making it an evening affair to let you know just exactly how they are raising the level of it, where you can come, dress up, feel nice, have cocktails, and then talk about this, the women I didn't see coming. Ladies, good evening to both of you. Welcome to Be on the Headlines. It's great to have you both here.
Good evening, and thank you.
Great to be here.
Talk about, first of all, this book launch that's loaded. I was telling you all during the break that Patricia, you are on to something major, because everywhere you look online now, you see women talking about, and Halle Berry is leading her own charge, in fact. But it's not just her. Millions of women everywhere around the world have hit the internet to talk about the woman they didn't see coming.
Yes. I'd like to say that what got me to write this book, I was experiencing some things, and I know I was not a person in menopause. I know what menopause is. And I began having these symptoms similar to menopause. I went to the doctor, I did all these tests, I got the results. Nothing is wrong with you, Yes, you're experiencing XYZ, but there's nothing wrong with you. Your results came back fine, but I went home and I said, look, well, I know my body, something has to be wrong. So I did some research over the course of several weeks. I did some research, and then I took a deeper dive. I said, wait a minute, I discovered something called perimenopause, and I said, hold on, wait a second. So there is a term, or there's a word for what I was experiencing in my life at that time. So I said, how many other women out here may be going through this same exact thing that I'm going through, who were not warned about it?
Well, who don't know, have no idea.
Who did not know, because I didn't know this word. And then so I began researching perimenopause. I began researching, and I found out some things, that these symptoms that I was going through, they mimic menopause. But I was not in menopause. So I said, something? I am not the person to say, I wanted to write a book. But I decided, I said, because there are so much women, and this affects women on a global scale, I should put something in writing. And that's why I began putting pen to paper, and I came up with the book and the title, The Woman I Didn't See Coming.
Okay, so now, first of all, hold that book up, because it's an important document. I tell you, I have seen, and I shared it with a number of people, because the more somebody comes and talks about it, or Diane and I talk about it online or something, you discuss it more. And then, of course, like I said, I've seen so many people, from media personalities to Hollywood celebrities, all discussing it at different times. Yes. Oprah, everyone, just having major seminars even, and gathering of women to discuss this very thing. Yes. Diane, how important is it for women to know and not be in the dark? Patricia went and she did a deep dive. Then she decided this deep dive will even lead into a book. But how is important it for women to be just knowledgeable, informed about perimenopause, about menopause?
Well, I think that's the biggest thing. Women are taken by surprise, and it surprises me how surprised women are that we're not getting the information ahead of time, the knowledge of what menopause really is and what perimenopause really is. So the definition of menopause is simply if a woman goes 12 months or more, whether it's natural or surgical, without seeing her period, she is in menopause. But if you start seeing symptoms of menopause and you go 11 months without a period and then you see your period, you're not in menopause, you're in perimenopause. If you're still seeing your period but it's starting to become irregular, or for a lot of women it starts to become really heavy and uncomfortable, that's perimenopause. And women start to feel all types of symptoms that they're not associating with menopause. Sometimes irritability. If you're working with an office full of women in their 40s and 50s and you wonder why it gets a little crazy in there.
In their 30s.
Even in the 30s it starts. The hormones are changing, and literally menopause is part of how we react, how much patience we have, the moodiness, lack of sleep.
So that's perimenopause.
Perimenopause and menopause. And menopause, you'll see both. But as young as 35, you can start to see some of these symptoms. You start to sometimes have night sweats or sleepless nights. Your libido can change at times. All of these different things are happening, and no one has explained to us that this is a natural part of life and that you're not going crazy. And so women tend to internalize it. They try to be the superhero, doing everything at home, everything at work, and not really having anyone to communicate with. And so when I met Patricia, it was like an immediate sisterhood. We always talk about menopause, even you and I, Shanique. It's just something that women in the Bahamas, powerful women in the Bahamas, it just happens to be the age when you're getting into perimenopause and menopause, when you're finally getting your life together as far as your career and your family, and you're feeling good about your life, and then out of nowhere it's like a big truck hits you. It's just this big surprise. And I think just as though we prepare young women for seeing their periods, it's important to realize this is another natural phase of life. Yes. And it's important to start the conversations and create safe spaces where women can come and share and ask questions and be part of each other's journeys.
Patricia, I've been trying to talk about this, but not trying. I have been
we
talking
have
about
been.
this for years.
Yes.
I mean, people like Diane and so many others have come to whichever show it is that I'm hosting, and that I've hosted, and we just talk about it. I mean, someone may say not nearly enough, but I certainly have tried to do my part, right?
Yes.
But what are some things that surprised you that say, wait a minute, whoa, this is perimenopause? What are some of the things that you can think of?
Well, I wouldn't get into too much, but
No,
the biggest
just
one
thing.
for me was hair loss. I used to have thick hair. Now my hair is thinning, and that can be an embarrassment for a lot of persons. Whereas I didn't.
Imagine the mental and emotional strain of it all.
Yes. So that was a big one for me. And then pain throughout the body. Things change, hormones shift. So some things like that, and then some other things that I wouldn't go into. But
no, that's for Saturday evening.
Well,
that's right.
That's the teaser. Yeah, I think what's important too is to understand that yes, there are symptoms, but there are things we can do about it.
And that's another
thing. We don't have to just take the symptoms.
Exactly.
There are things we can do about it.
I imagine that's something that's going to be shared on Saturday evening about what can be done about it. For example, just changing your diet. That's important. And taking time for really, we've been tossing this word about for quite enough, like self-care.
Yeah.
Intentional. Well, now is when the time you really have to do that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So let's talk about Saturday evening, ladies. First of all, who are the speakers, the presenters, and give us some of the topics that will be addressed.
Okay, we have Dr. Inga Pratt. Well, we have a Diane Gibson, of course. Diane can share a little bit more about what she will be speaking about. So we have Dr. Inga Pratt. She's the OBGYN. We have Harrison Thompson. He's our relationship specialist. We have, that's our panel discussion. Dr. Inga Pratt, she'll be talking about understanding the body changes of perimenopause, what is normal, what is not, and how women and their families can confidently engage with healthcare providers. Harrison Thompson, I know he's popular with Bahamians. So he's talking about how hormonal changes during midlife can influence emotions, stress levels, reasoning, and everyday relationships. And he will also be giving practical guidance for women and their partners and their children to better understand and navigate this season.
Yes. Now, Diane, what are you going to be focusing in on?
Well, for me, I'm really talking about how we can take care of ourselves and prep our bodies prior to menopause. You mentioned already the healthy eating and the exercise. We know out there that our foods are pumped up with hormones and additives and preservatives. And it's no secret why we have high rates of PCOS, menopause symptoms that are very, very discomforting for women. And so cleaning out the diet, learning how to eat a little bit different, but other types of things. Saunas, infrared sauna is great for menopause symptoms, yoga, Pilates, things that work the pelvic floor. We'll be talking about pelvic floor workshops. And of course, the big buzz on the streets now is using GLP-1 medications for menopause symptoms.
Well, I saw Oprah do huge, well, she was interviewed initially and then she gathered hundreds of women to talk about it. So what has been the link between GLP-1 and menopause?
There are a lot of symptoms that seem to be subdued, particularly with tirzepatide and the new one coming, retatrutide. In particular, inflammation, bringing down inflammation, helping balance hormones, and even just helping getting the body in balance as a whole. Symptoms tend to be worse when we're higher on the obesity spectrum. And when we're eating cleaner foods and we have more control over our diet and exercise, we still experience symptoms, but they tend to be more controlled and more manageable.
Yes, now ladies, come on, let's get exactly where, because I call that name the Andre Rogers Event Center. Tell us exactly where that is. Is that where the new baseball stadium is and that wonderful center that everybody goes to? Yes, quite nice.
Yeah.
Also, of course, the time of this event, I know it's a cocktails sort of before, and then you go and you sit, very nice, comfortable, very sort of an elevated experience. But
Definitely.
Go right ahead, Patricia,
Yes.
pick it up.
This is happening this coming Saturday, the 14th of March at 6:30 p.m. at the Andre Rogers Events Hall. The hall is opposite the Government High School. It's opposite Government High School on Bahama Games Boulevard. Now, when you come to the event, expect to be welcomed with a cocktail reception. We're going to have hors d'oeuvres. You're eating at this cocktail reception. You're going to have hors d'oeuvres. You're going to have a panel.
Hold on, and there's a whole meal while the panel discusses.
Yes, you have a buffet meal actually during the panel discussion, and then you can be able to ask questions during that time to any of the panelists. And then, I mean, it's a fun night. We're telling you to dress up in your fineries. It's cocktail elegance. We're asking persons to come, bring your partners, bring your adult children. Because some things are going to be discussed in the room that we may not want to share with the little ones, but bring your adult children, bring your partners, bring your husbands, so that they can be sensitized to what it is that you're going through. This isn't just for women. It's also for men, and men who care about any woman in their life, they should be able to attend this. Should be interested in attending this event.
The men should want to tag along as well.
And I think it's important for people to understand. You'll understand as soon as you open the book. The tone is very lighthearted and funny.
Yes.
It is not a serious evening full of doctors talking. It's a lot of fun. It's more like
it's an exchange of information and let you know that listen, you are not alone.
You are not alone, girlfriend.
And then you know what I like to say about anything like this. What is it called again? Whether it's, I don't care what it is, anything to do with a woman moving on in life, like you are blessed to experience it. Truly you are. And who knows where a sisterhood can be formed, Patricia, in terms of this, because people, I imagine, so many women, come on, we have more women than men anyways, and they need somewhere to turn to get this information. Hold that book up again, because this book will also be launched. Hold it up. Yes, that will be launched. That is The Woman I Didn't See Coming. It looks very mainstream, very polished, well done.
Yes.
And of course, she said it's lighthearted, it's information you can use, relate to, or something that you could be informed about.
Yes.
And know exactly what's happening. Is there a ticket for this event?
Yes, the tickets they can be purchased at anorglobal.com, or you can follow us on our Facebook page at Anor Global, or Instagram page at anor.global.
You've got to spell that. Yes. That's not a regular name.
ANORGLOBAL.com.
anorglobal.com. Is there a phone number?
552-5276 for group tickets.
Say that again, please.
552-5276 for group tickets.
Call, WhatsApp, get the information that you need, reserve your spot. Once again, the phone number.
And the book is free for anyone who attends the event.
Oh, so just purchase it first. Get your ticket, and the book is free.
We have a lot of free tickets coming.
So here's the book, you all. Please call the number again.
552-5276.
Ladies, I thank you so much. Good luck with this. This is fantastic, you all. It's good. It's good when women can be informed. And the reason I am pushing it like this, no connection to these ladies, first time meeting her, but because I've seen so much of this being driven online by people in my industry, by Oprah, by Hollywood celebrities, because women need to know this and understand that you are not, perhaps losing it or something is going on with you. You need to be informed. So thanks again, Patricia, for writing this book, for holding this event. Diane, of course, you've always been at the forefront of issues like this, and so continue to do so. Ladies, thank you so much. A huge thank you to all of you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I certainly enjoyed having you here. Of course, for the Deputy Prime Minister stopping by, and then in the middle, by the way, you all enter that competition. You could be on your way to Italy this summer. That's right. That's what we do here on Beyond the Headlines. For my entire team, I'm Shanique Miller. Thanks once again, ladies. Good to see you all. Look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, have a wonderful evening.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited.